Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is episode 3 on a series that covers my wheel strategy that I'm using in my Roth IRA account using the ETF VOO. I'll leave links below to the previous episodes if you'd like to check those out. I'm not going to cover everything I covered in those, but you can use the links to check those out. I'm actually debating if I will continue to use a monthly update or if I'll just do an update after 6 months or 12 months. So comment down below if you think I should do a monthly update or 6 months. Just makes a lot more sense. And based on that feedback, I'll determine what I want to do. Probably leaning towards going with the 6 months update at this point. I think I've covered all the basics and I haven't seen a lot of questions. So if you have any questions, leave those below. And if you think I should continue with the monthly update, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll probably be going to 6 months. So let me cover a few disclaimers. This is not financial advice. Do not take this as instructions to follow. I'm sharing my personal experiences and viewpoints. Consult with your tax professional before engaging in anything in your Roth IRA. I recommend consulting with your tax professional before doing anything large scale like this because it could have impacts on your taxes. And I also recommend consulting with a certified financial planner or some sort of fiduciary to help you understand the repercussions of these options and what you decide to do. Definitely do that before you start working with options. I have a few requests. If you find this useful in any way, please like the video. And if you think it might be useful to others, please share on various platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. If you'd like me to go into more detail on any of the topics, I'm only talking about the terminology. I haven't broken those down. If you'd like me to talk about any of those, comment down below and I'll create a video on those. If you've done any of this activity before, please share your experiences using the wheel strategy, either in a Roth or in a regular account. I actually updated the spreadsheet to be a Google Docs spreadsheet. So if you want access to that, just leave a comment down below. So today we're going to cover the activity I've done thus far since the last video. I'm going to discuss the thoughts on activity and go over the updated spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and review my trades and review the activity. Since my last video, VOO has actually started increasing. It actually closed at 363 at the end of this past week on November 18th. Previously, I actually had a strike price of 360. On the 11th, it actually went over 360. And I could have left it alone and let it actually been exercised on and it would have been exercised, but I didn't want to lose those shares currently at that rate. I wanted to hold on to it a little bit longer. I could have kept it that way, but instead what I did was I bought back the covered call that I sold. That cost $800 plus the commission of $1, so that's 801. That took the amount that I've made down to $258.97. The action that I'm doing here is called rolling the option. I'm basically rolling up the strike price. So it was 360. I rolled it up to 370. I did that by buying back the covered call that I had and then selling a new one on the 11th with the expiration date of November 18th, strike price of 370, and I wouldn't have adjusted it again. If it went over 370, I was just going to let it sell. But for that, I got another 270 minus the commission, so it was 268.99. So that leaves me with $527.96 profit. Totally, I've spent $35,000. That's how much money I've invested. My profit losses as of right now is $527.96. This last line represents what I'm probably going to do on Monday. Right now at that 527, I've got a 1.51% return, which you have to do some math with the total profit or loss so far and the current return and how many days. And I do all that math. If you have access to the Google Docs sheet, you can see it all. Annualized, I have a return of 12.24%. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to continue forward. If it was like 1%, annualized, definitely wouldn't continue, I don't think. But 12%, I'm definitely more than happy to continue doing this. For as little amount of work that I have to do to get an extra 12% return, I think it's worth it. Right now, I actually still have the stock. So now I need to do another covered call because on the 18th, I mentioned already that the VOO closed at 363. That is below our 370 strike price. So my contract right here expired worthless, which means that I get to keep that premium. I still have my 100 shares, and now on Monday I can actually sell another covered call. So on Monday I'm looking at some different options, and last time I did a 30% delta. Over here we can see our delta. If I was doing 30% again, that would be a strike price of 375, and I would make between 4 and 450 a share, which is 400 or 450. I'm going to try going with a little bit lower delta this time. I'm going to go with the strike price of $380, which is a delta of 23%. 2%, so a little bit lower delta. Hopefully it won't reach that as quickly, and that will give me hopefully around $2.90 share, which is $290 minus $1 for the cost, the trading fee, so $289. And if that goes through, then my total would be $816 I've made, and I'll update this total profit loss and all that once I actually made that trade. So just to recap, I did roll up my strike price from 360 to 370. That cost me $800 to buy the previous covered call, and then I made $268 to sell the new covered call. That expired worthless. And this last one is doing a strike price of 380 with the expiration of 12/16. That'll give me $290 a share roughly, or $289. It depends on how the market opens. Based on how that goes, I'll update the sheet so that these numbers will get updated. And as I mentioned before, I'm probably not going to do a monthly update going forward. I'll just do one at the end of 6 months, unless there's a lot of people interested in seeing a monthly update. So going back to our PowerPoint. So I reviewed the trades, reviewed the activity, and then I went over the spreadsheet. Well, let me just go over the spreadsheet again real quick. Over here we have the underlying, which I'm using VOO. This is the date of the transaction. This column is the expiration date of either the cash secure puts or the covered call. CSP is cash secure put. CC is covered call. I've got my strike prices. STO is sell to open. BTC is buy to close. The premium is how much I get per share. And then this is the amount after the commission from my brokerage, which is Vanguard. And then over here is the total when you do the math, which right now I'm at $527.96. And after the next one, I'll hopefully be around $800 I've made. All right, back to the PowerPoint. Thanks for joining. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Always open to feedback, so if there's anything you'd like to see in more detail or anything you'd like to see me do different, let me know. If you've utilized the wheel in a Roth IRA, please share that. I'm curious if anyone else has done this before. And finally, any questions in general, I try to keep an eye on those. Comment down below and I'll try to answer those questions. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.